If you haven't flown in a while, airline rules have quietly shifted. And the annoying part is, you usually find out at the worst possible moment. Right at the check-in desk, at security, or when you're about to board. Stuff that used to be normal is now a no. And things that used to be included are now an extra fee. In this video, I'm breaking down 10 surprise rule changes that can catch even experienced travelers off guard. Carry-on limits that are getting stricter, seat selection that suddenly costs money, new ID and security habits you can't ignore, and even onboard payment systems that don't work the way they used to. I'll also share practical flight hacks, packing tips, and a few airport secrets to help you move faster, avoid last-minute stress, and keep your trip smooth from the terminal all the way to landing. Rules can vary by airline and country, so I'll tell you exactly what to double-check before you leave home, because 5 minutes of prep can save you a lot of time, money, and headaches at the airport. Number 1. Digital-first flying. Airline rule changes are starting to look less like new safety rules and more like new expectations about how you manage your trip. More of the journey now lives inside the airline app. Check-in, seat changes, rebooking during delays, gate updates, and sometimes even onboard purchases. So treat your phone like part of your travel document set. Before you leave home, update the airline app, sign in, and turn on notifications for that trip so you actually see gate changes, boarding time updates, and last-minute instructions without having to refresh the screen every 5 minutes. On many routes, airlines are also expanding light connectivity on board. You might not get full internet without paying, but free messaging is becoming more common, and the catch is that it usually works only inside certain apps you already have installed. If you wait to download or update those apps at the airport or on the plane, you're setting yourself up for frustration. Download what you need while you're still on solid Wi-Fi, and save a couple of key items offline. Your hotel address, your connection plan, and a screenshot of anything you can't afford to lose access to mid-trip. Identity checks are modernizing too. In the United States, the Transportation Security Administration supports digital ID at many checkpoints through platforms like Apple Wallet and Google Wallet, but it depends on the airport and the lane, so you still want a physical ID as backup. The airport secret here is that the most stressful travel moments usually start with a dead battery or a locked account. Carry one short charging cable you can actually reach while seated, keep your phone above 30% during airport time, and store at least one offline backup, a screenshot of your boarding pass plus a note with your booking code. If your airline offers bag tracking in the app, turn it on and screenshot your bag tag number after you check luggage. If a bag goes missing, that number is what airport staff will ask for first. More planes now have entertainment systems that support pairing wireless headphones, while others still require the old-school headphone jack. If you want to be covered either way, bring your wireless earbuds plus a cheap wired backup or a tiny Bluetooth to jack adapter. That one small item can turn a long flight from annoying to manageable, especially now that free headphones are disappearing on a lot of routes. Number 2. Battery and power limits. This is the rule that causes the most expensive last-minute repacking. Spare lithium batteries and power banks do not belong in checked baggage. If you check a bag at the counter, or you end up gate checking your carry-on, pull power banks and spare batteries out first and keep them with you in the cabin. That's not airlines being picky, it's about safety. The practical flight hack is to pack a battery pouch inside your personal item, not inside your roller bag. That way, if the airline suddenly starts checking carry-ons at the gate, you can move your battery pouch in a few seconds without holding up the line. It also keeps your most important power items in one place, so you're not hunting for a charger while the line is moving. Now for the surprise, even when planes get new tech upgrades, seat power is still inconsistent. You'll see a mix of USB-A ports, occasional USB-C, and sometimes only shared wall outlets for a whole row. Instead of bringing 3 different chargers, bring one cable that matches your phone, plus one small adapter that converts USB-A to USB-C if you need it. Also, don't count on the outlet working. If your phone needs to land with enough charge for immigration forms, navigation, or ride pickup, plan like you won't be able to charge on board, and let seat power be a bonus, not a plan. Keep your power bank realistic too. Airlines and regulators often use watt hours to describe limits, not milliamps hours, and different carriers can set different cutoffs, so it's worth checking your airline's restricted items page before you pack. If you're not sure, look at the battery label for watt hours, and when in doubt, smaller is safer and easier. One more quiet change. Screening teams are quicker to pull bags aside when the X-ray looks messy. Loose batteries, tangled cords, and random metal objects can trigger extra checks. So keep batteries together, cover exposed terminals, and wrap cables neatly. It's not about being perfect, it's about making your bag look normal on the scanner, so you spend less time at the side table. Number 3, carry-on crackdowns. A lot of travelers still think carry-on rules are flexible, like, if it looks close enough, it's fine. That used to work more often. With fuller flights and less overhead bin space, airlines have a strong incentive to enforce size and item count rules right at the gate. The new reality is simple. Your allowance is whatever your ticket says, not whatever you've gotten away with before. Basic economy is where people get hit the hardest. On some airlines, the lowest fare includes only one personal item that must fit under the seat, and that personal item might be the only bag you're allowed past the gate. Even when your fare includes a carry-on, many airlines enforce the 2 items total rule more strictly. And yes, that can include belt bags, camera slings, and small shopping bags if you're carrying them separately. So pack with a one-hand rule. You should be able to board while holding exactly one personal item plus one carry-on, with nothing extra dangling. If you buy something in the terminal, put it inside your personal item before you get to the podium. Don't give anyone an easy reason to tag your bag. Another simple packing tip: choose a personal item that's slightly flexible. So if an airline uses a sizing box, the bag can squish to fit instead of failing because the corners are rigid. If overhead space matters to you, boarding position matters. Overhead bins are first come, not seat assigned. If you're in a late group, assume your roller might get gate checked and pack accordingly. Medication, electronics, a light layer, and anything you'd be upset to lose should be in the personal item that stays with you. And keep one more thing in mind. Boarding doors often close earlier than departure time. So, on time usually means being at the gate before the final boarding call, not when the clock hits the departure time. A simple packing move that works is building your personal item like a mini carry-on. One pouch for liquids, one for cables and batteries, and one for documents. When security asks you to pull something out, you're not digging through the whole bag. And when you board, you can stash it under the seat without a mess spilling everywhere. Number 4, paid seats and family seating. Airlines are slicing the fare into smaller pieces, and seat choice is one of the biggest pieces. More often, the cheapest fares come with automatic seat assignment, and changing that seat, even during online check-in, can trigger a fee. The rule change isn't always a big announcement. It's buried in the fare conditions. So if where you sit matters to you, treat seat selection like part of the ticket price, not a free bonus. Families need to watch this closely. In the US, the US Department of Transportation has a public family seating dashboard that tracks which airlines commit to fee-free adjacent seating for children 13 and under with an accompanying adult, under conditions like being on the same reservation and having adjacent seats available in the booked cabin at the time of booking. The practical tip is to book early, keep everyone on the same reservation, and avoid seat changes after the system assigns them unless you truly have to. If you're choosing between the cheapest fare and sitting together, don't gamble on it. Pick the fare that gives you the control you need. If you are paying for a seat, make the purchase count. For a smoother ride, seats near the middle of the aircraft around the wing often feel steadier. For sleep, a window seat gives you something to lean on and protects you from aisle traffic. For legroom, exit rows can be great, but airlines restrict those seats to passengers who can assist in an emergency, and they can move you if you don't meet the requirements. If you have a tight connection, sitting closer to the front can save you minutes during deplaning when every minute counts. Also, use the seat map like a cheat code. Seats near lavatories and galleys mean more noise and more people standing nearby. Last rows often have limited recline, and on some aircraft, certain window seats don't have a real window where you expect it. A quick check before you pay can save you hours of frustration. Number 5, baggage fees and liability. The price of checking a bag isn't just one flat fee. It can depend on when you pay, your route, your fare type, your loyalty status, and whether it's the first, second, or third bag. The rule that matters most is weight and size, because overweight and oversized fees can be much bigger than the standard bag fee. The packing tip that avoids surprises is to weigh your bag at home with a luggage scale, then leave a little buffer for anything you might pick up on the trip. Airports love to sell last-minute solutions, and it's always the most expensive moment to fix a packing problem. Label your bag like you expect it to get separated from you. Put a tag on the outside, but also put your contact info inside the bag on a card, because exterior tags can rip off. Take a clear photo of the bag before you check it. If it goes missing, describing a black suitcase is not enough, and the photo helps the airline identify it faster. Then take one more photo, the bag tag receipt. If there's a delay, that tag number is what every agent will ask for. Another small but useful move is removing old bag tags and stickers before the trip, because they can confuse automated scanners. Your carry-on strategy should assume the checked bag might arrive late. So keep one change of clothes, essential toiletries and travel sizes, and anything time-sensitive in your carry-on or personal item. Not because airlines are careless, but because baggage systems get overloaded, weather hits, and tight connections happen. If you're traveling internationally, remember that compensation rules are based on international agreements. Under the Montreal Convention framework, the liability limit for baggage issues is expressed in special drawing rights, and the limit increased at the end of 2024 to 1,519 SDR per passenger for destruction, loss, damage, or delay of baggage. That doesn't mean you automatically get the maximum. It means keep receipts, file claims quickly, and document what happened so you have a clean story if you need reimbursement. Number 6. Liquids and scanner surprises. Even with new scanners, the liquids rule is still one of the easiest ways to lose expensive products at security. In the US, the basic TSA rule remains the 3-1-1 setup for carry-ons. Containers up to 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters, packed in one quart-size bag, one bag per passenger. There are exceptions for medically necessary liquids and certain baby or child items, and there are specific rules for duty-free liquids in sealed, tamper-evident bags. The airport secret is that screening moves faster when your liquids are easy to inspect, so don't bury them. Put your liquids bag near the top of your personal item so you can pull it out in one motion. Also, keep anything that looks like a liquid on X-ray, like gels and creams, in the same place, because security treats them the same way. Now, the international twist. Europe has been messy on liquids because some airports installed advanced scanners that originally allowed larger containers. Then rules tightened again. The European Commission said that starting September 1st, 2024, airports using certain cabin bag screening equipment had to revert to the standard 100 milliliters limit for individual liquid containers. At the same time, the United Kingdom has been rolling out new CT scanners and letting some airports relax the 100 milliliters rule, while other airports still use the old limits. So you can have a trip where your outbound airport is relaxed and your return airport is strict. Check the exact rules for both the departure and return airports right before you fly. And if you're not sure, pack like the 100 milliliters limit still applies. One more change with scanners. Some checkpoints let you leave laptops and tablets in your bag, others don't. Don't guess. Watch what people in front of you are doing in your exact lane and follow the posted signs, because rules vary by airport is how screening works right now. Number 7. ID fees and border digitization. If you fly within the United States, the real ID deadline is not coming someday. Enforcement began on May 7th, 2025, which means a non-real ID state driver's license is not accepted at the checkpoint unless it's one of the listed alternatives. What's new for 2026 is what happens if you show up without real ID and without another acceptable ID. TSA has a process called Confirm ID, where travelers can pay a $45 fee through pay.gov to attempt identity verification, and you must show proof of payment at the checkpoint. It's an option, not a guarantee, and it can add time, so it's always better to solve ID before travel day. That makes one simple packing tip surprisingly important. Keep your physical ID and your backup ID in a consistent, easy-to-reach spot. Don't bury it under cables and snacks. You want to be able to pull it out cleanly without emptying your whole bag onto the counter, and you want the same setup on the return trip when you're tired. For international travel into much of the EU, the rules are changing in a different way. The European Union entry/exit system started operating on October 12, 2025, and is being introduced gradually, replacing manual passport stamping with digital entry/exit records and biometric checks for many non-EU travelers. That means border lines can feel different during the rollout, and you should plan extra time for airports where many passengers are doing first-time enrollment. And right behind that, ETIAS is expected to start operations in the last quarter of 2026. So if you're visa exempt today, that extra travel authorization step is on the horizon but not required yet. If you're traveling into the Schengen area, keep an eye on entry requirements for your nationality and make sure the name on your ticket exactly matches your passport, because small mismatches can turn into big delays at check-in. Number 8. App payments and onboard add-ons. Airlines have been quietly changing how onboard purchases work. More flights are cashless, and some carriers push passengers towards using the airline app for purchases, seat upgrades, or paid Wi-Fi. The surprise isn't that it costs money. The surprise is getting stuck unable to pay because you assumed you could tap your phone like you do in a store. So set yourself up before takeoff. Download the airline app, store a payment method in your profile, and save your login. Even if you never buy anything, this matters because disruptions happen, and airlines often route rebooking options through the app first. One easy airport hack is adding your booking to the app even if you booked through a third party, because app access is where you'll see the fastest updates. At the same time, more airlines are unbundling comfort. Blankets, pillows, and even basic snacks can be limited or sold on some routes. The safest move is to pack like you might not get what you expect. Bring a light layer you can actually sleep in, pack a small snack that won't crush, and carry an empty water bottle so you can fill it after security and not depend on a tiny cup service. If you're picky about food, pre-order meals when the airline offers it, because onboard options can sell out fast on full flights. Also, don't assume you'll have the right ports for your headphones. Some planes are moving toward wireless pairing. Some still use the classic headphone jack. If entertainment matters to you, bring a wired backup. That's not being old-fashioned, it's being prepared for mixed fleets and last-minute aircraft swaps. Number 9. Airport and cabin theft prevention. Airports and planes are busy places with distracted people, and that's a perfect environment for small thefts. The rule to live by is simple. If it's valuable or identity critical, it stays on your body or inside a bag you can physically control. During security screening, don't let your phone, passport, or wallet be the last thing you toss into a bin. Have a system. Pocket items go into your bag before you reach the belt, then the bag goes in the bin, then you walk through. When you're putting shoes back on, keep one hand on your belongings. That sequence prevents the bin shuffle moment where items get separated or grabbed. Also, if you travel with a laptop or tablet, keep it in the same pocket every time so you notice immediately if it's missing. On the plane, the seat back pocket is not a safe storage spot for anything you'd hate to lose. Use it for a paper menu or trash, not for your passport or phone. If you sleep, keep valuables zipped inside your personal item and, if possible, position the bag so someone can't quietly open it without bumping you. Small zipper clips, or even a simple loop through the zipper pulls, can slow down opportunistic hands without turning your bag into a complicated puzzle. The other high-risk moment is deplaning, when everyone is standing up at once and attention is split. Before you leave your seat, do a quick 3-point check. Seat pocket, seat cushion area, and the floor under you. It takes 2 seconds, and it prevents that awful moment where your earbuds are still on the plane and the door is already closed. Number 10. Dress codes and behavior enforcement. Airlines have always had passenger conduct rules, but enforcement is tighter now, and small issues can become big problems if they turn into an argument at the gate. The practical version is, Don't make yourself a borderline case. Footwear is a good example. Many carriers don't want bare feet on the aircraft, and even if the rule sounds obvious, people still get caught by it when they slip off shoes or wear something that barely counts as footwear. Wear shoes you can walk in, keep socks on, and assume you may need to step through wet areas in airports or on jet bridges. A simple comfort tip that also keeps you compliant is wearing layers, because cabin temperature swings are normal, and you don't want to rely on an airline blanket being available. Another example is onboard alcohol. Crews take it seriously when passengers bring their own alcohol or get overly intoxicated. If you buy duty-free alcohol, keep it sealed until you're at your destination, and if you drink on board, follow the crew's rules, not the logic of, "but I paid for it." Finally, treat basic compliance as a travel skill. Keep your seatbelt fastened when you're seated. Follow instructions about electronics and power use, and keep your voice and body language calm when something goes wrong. When you need help, stick to clear facts. Flight number, what you've already tried, and what outcome you need. Calm, specific requests are easier for staff to act on, and that can keep a simple rule issue from turning into a missed flight.